Danielle, I met you 36 years ago, and I often wonder where the time has gone. From your playing on my first Baton Rouge volleyball junior club team to receiving a scholarship at Long Beach State and playing volleyball and basketball. Then competing at 5 Olympic Games, Atlanta, Sydney, Athens, Beijing, and London, while playing professionally in Brazil, Italy, and Japan. Can all of you imagine 25 years of staying in shape? If you're like me, I just think of staying in shape week by week. Danielle, you are an amazing person that always finds something positive to say about each and every individual you meet. God has blessed you beyond words with your physical talent and the ability to be so humble, gracious, and thoughtful, but more importantly, a messenger of God. Your mom would be so proud of you. While you have been such a great role model for so many young aspiring volleyball players, you are now making a difference in so many moms who also have kids that are experiencing youth sports. I congratulate you on your induction into the Louisiana High School Hall of Fame, which is a well-deserved honor for you, your daughter, and your family. And of course, all of us coaches, friends, and fans are also very proud of you. It has been my pleasure and honor being your coach, friend, mentor, and role model for so many years. Best wishes for this exciting evening to share with so many others.
From a raw, unpolished high schooler from Baton Rouge to playing on 5 Olympic teams, you don't have many players like that in the entire world. Treasure them, for who knows when you will ever have the chance to interact with a special player and person like that again. Every time I talk about blocking, the first 2 words out of my mouth are Danielle Scott, the best blocker I have ever seen. She's just a very special person. On the court, off the court, it doesn't change. Danielle is who she is, and I love her for it. Congratulations again.
We had a lot of kids that played one sport, a lot of kids that played 2 sports, but for Danielle, she played all of them and played all of them very well. I think I'm most proud of how she's raising her daughter in such a well-rounded atmosphere. I mean, she's got her involved in everything, and all that comes back to where Danielle came from. I knew Danielle would go on and play college volleyball and basketball, but volleyball especially, because that seemed to be her love. And then to get to this point, it's spectacular. I never expected that, but oh my God, to say I coached an Olympian is special. That's very sweet.
Well, I used to play for a volleyball team called Cajun Land, which was literally the premier volleyball club in New Orleans, or actually in Louisiana at the time. They didn't have all of the expansive volleyball organizations that they do now. So my coach came to me one day and he's like, hey, you're going to the track meet this weekend for my high school. And I said, yeah. And he goes, there's a girl there that I would really like for you to talk to and see if she would be interested in coming to play with us. We just started talking about volleyball, and she wanted to know all about our coach. His name was Wade Washburn. He was the assistant coach at Tulane at the time, and he was a fantastic mentor. There's not another individual on the planet for the sport of volleyball that's accomplished what she's accomplished. I mean, I think the getting named Player of the Decade for the world between 2000 and 2010, think about what had to happen to reach that point. You know, not only starting off in high school, but then moving on to college. I mean, if you just see the progression that's happened to reach that, it's just spectacular. And to know that she came from Louisiana, it just makes you proud. I am incredibly happy that she has come back to Louisiana and that I have come back to Louisiana, and that we've been able to, rekindle our friendship and our discussions, and because not only the accomplishments that she's done athletically, she's just a beautiful person.
She's taught me to have faith through all obstacles, no matter how trying it might be, never to give up. Keep family first, keep God first. Those are like two of her core foundation things, and she installed it in not only me, but my brothers and sisters as well. Well, I call her TT. So, TT, I'm so proud of you. It's a major accomplishment. Mama would be proud of you. My mom would be proud of you. And I'm sure they're celebrating you like in heaven. So that was what I would want to say most to her.
I know that she's in the Hall of Fame. And so I hope people remember her because of her care and her kindness and what she did in volleyball. I'm most proud of my mom of her teaching me lessons, like work hard, believe in yourself, and you can achieve it. I'm proud of her like a million, jillion times 1,000. Which I don't even know what that is, so.
When Danielle was little, you could tell that she was a family type person, and she always stayed close to her mom and her dad, and she was she always had a lot of sense, a sense of her surroundings, and always asked you a question that you didn't want to answer when she was a little kid, and you just knew she was going to be a smart person. I never, Danielle never says anything bad about people, and if I said anything bad about people, she would straighten me out. When she was little, Dad, you should say that. Every time the ball would come across the net, Danielle would be right on top of it. And I mean, the ball just went back and forth, and she would be right on top of it. I never seen nothing like it. And a lot of things that she did, I never seen nothing like it. She's just a good person, good human being. That's all I can say. I'm glad she's my daughter. I wish I'd tell her sometime, I wish she was twins,
Daddy, thank you for your advice, your encouragement, support, and all that you continue to do. I love you.
I always say it started before I actually started team sports, because I would wake up early with my mom and do jumping jacks and the toe touches, and I even did like the 3 leotard ladies, with their aerobics in the morning, Richard Simmons, yeah. When I got to middle school, I started to be involved with, as a manager, like Adam Sandler's water girl. I was a water boy. I was a water girl, and that's how I got my start. I did 4 sports: volleyball, basketball, softball, track and field. I just think it's so great. They complement each other in one way or another. It brings you more body awareness. You don't get burned out. I mean, when athletes talk about being burned out, I don't understand it. I just did so many different things, and then when I finally specialized, in volleyball and basketball later in my career, burnout, what is that? But I just think it complements each other, and you have more body awareness, and it's really an awesome thing. And I have a daughter who's 8. She's going to be involved in a lot of different things, explore different things, and eventually you do have to specialize. But in the younger years, I think you should enjoy it. You only have one time really to do that. And so I think it's important to explore and do different things, and then figure out what you're good at and what you really enjoy and what you're passionate about. Just looking at when I started playing club volleyball, just being so shy and just blocking a ball and being like, sorry, and the coach is like elated, like I did it right.
to just my last Olympics and being able to make that after having had my daughter and fighting back in and overcoming obstacles, being told no and rejected, and then making it to the Olympics and playing in the finals, and walking away. Finally, after, 5 Olympics, the 4th and the 5th Olympics, we walked away with some hardware. So I guess those are exciting moments, a lot of Olympians, and I'm one of them too, talk about just the thrill of going through with our delegation through the tunnel, entering the opening ceremonies. That's always an exciting memory. And just all the friends that I've made throughout the years, internationally, on the national team. Those are great memories that I'll have with me forever. But I guess the really, really fun one was having my family there, supporting me throughout, my career and my last Olympic Games. I guess my biggest role model were my parents. My mom especially, I was pretty much raised in a single family home. My dad was always around, but my mom, she worked 2 jobs, she took care of my sister and I, and she just told me what it is to have faith, built that foundation, and also like how to work hard, to go after your goals. And she always told me to never give up and always believe in myself. And it's something I try to instill in my daughter as well. So she definitely was one of my main role models. My dad too, great work ethics. Always there to support, and just my family. There's so many people who are important in my life and through this journey, and still I continue to keep in contact with. Some of my coaches, just in different phases of my life, just really encouraging and really pivotal in different moments where maybe I was shy, or maybe I was going through a struggle, or maybe I had different questions about in different phases of my life. So Bonnie Hunter, Ruth Nelson, Ari Selinger, Brian Gimelera, there's so many people who were really instrumental into my development and becoming who I am today. It's just an honor to be, amongst some of the greats, of our state. And, all the hard work you put in, I don't imagine, when I started out, I wasn't thinking about, one day I'm gonna be in the Hall of Fame. But it's nice to see at the end that I'm gonna be part of history. It's gonna be something that my daughter can look at, she can show her kids, hopefully be inspirational to other people who might, come into the museum and see the different people who are here, and that it can inspire them. They read just a little blurb of my story and be like, hey, I can do this too. Wow, she was a multiple sport athlete. Maybe that's something I can do. So I think it means that, just being part of history and just being able to inspire somebody else, it's awesome. I guess I just want to thank everyone who has been with me along this journey. It's hard to name everyone over 20 plus years. If you have a passion and a dream, whether it's volleyball or a sport, a career, a hobby, just do it with all of your heart. And I just also want to say, remain humble and be grateful for the opportunities, and enjoy the process and the journey.